Money doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care if you work 80 hours a week or barely sleep at night grinding away. What money does care about is strategy, leverage, and understanding one fundamental truth that the wealthy have known for centuries. The fastest way to build wealth isn't with your own money, it's with other people's money. And here's the brutal reality. 99% of people will never understand this because they've been conditioned to believe that debt is dangerous and borrowing is bad. But let me tell you something. Every single billionaire, every real estate mogul, every business empire you see was built on OPM, other people's money. The first thing you need to understand is that the wealthy don't think like you do. When you see a dollar, you see something to spend or save. When a millionaire sees a dollar, they see a soldier that can be multiplied, deployed, and put to work. I learned this truth 15 years ago when I started my consulting firm, and it changed everything. I was sitting across from a client who had just closed a deal on a $3 million property. You know how much of his own money he used? Less than $50,000. The rest? Banks, investors, partners, other people's money. He controlled a multi-million-dollar asset with a fraction of the cost, and within 2 years, that property had generated enough cash flow and appreciation to make him wealthier than most people become in a lifetime of saving. Here's what they don't teach you in school. The banking system, the financial system, the entire infrastructure of modern capitalism is designed for leverage. Rich people understand this. Poor people fear it. Middle-class people ignore it. And that's exactly why the wealth gap keeps growing. While you're trying to save $10,000 over 2 years, someone else is using $10,000 as a down payment to control $200,000 worth of assets. Who do you think wins that race? If you want to stop being part of the 99% and finally build wealth, subscribe now. This channel is your wake-up call. Let me break down the 5 steps that will completely transform how you think about money and wealth building. These aren't theories. These are battle-tested strategies I've used personally and taught to hundreds of entrepreneurs over 8 years of running multiple businesses. Step 1. Master the art of credit. Notice I didn't say get into debt. There's a massive difference. Bad debt buys liabilities, cars that depreciate, clothes you don't need, vacations on credit cards. Good debt buys assets, real estate, businesses, equipment that generates income. I have a friend, Marcus, who started with a credit score of 680. He spent 2 years strategically building his credit, paying everything on time, keeping utilization low, and understanding exactly how the system works. Today, he has access to over $500,000 in business credit lines that he uses to flip properties. His own money? Still sitting safely in investments. He's playing the game with the bank's money, and they're actually thanking him for it by giving him rewards points. Step 2. Understand investment vehicles that multiply leverage. This is where real estate becomes your best friend. Let me tell you about a deal I structured 3 years ago. A property came on the market for $400,000. I knew it was undervalued because I'd studied that neighborhood for months. I put down $80,000, 20%. But here's the key. Only $30,000 of that was actually my money. The other $50,000 came from a private investor who wanted a 10% annual return. I gave him exactly that, which cost me $5,000 a year. Meanwhile, the property generated $2,500 monthly in rental income after all expenses. That's $30,000 annually. Subtract the $5,000 I paid my investor, and I'm clearing $25,000 a year on a property I essentially bought with $30,000 of my own money. That's an 83% return on my actual investment, and that doesn't even count the appreciation. The property is now worth $520,000. Did I work harder than someone saving $500 a month? Absolutely not. I worked smarter. Step 3. Build relationships with money partners. This is critical, and it's where most people fail because they're too proud or too scared. In my consulting practice, I've seen brilliant business ideas die because the entrepreneur refused to bring in partners or investors. They wanted 100% ownership of nothing instead of 60% ownership of something massive. I remember advising a tech startup in Montreal 3 years ago. The founder had developed an incredible app but had maxed out his personal savings. He was terrified of diluting his equity. I introduced him to an angel investor who put in $200,000 for 30% of the company. Today, that company is valued at $8 million. The founder owns 70% of that, $5.6 million. If he had kept his 100%, he'd own 100% of a failed dream. Pride is expensive. Partnership is profitable. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Franklin, this sounds risky. You're right. It is risky. You know what else is risky? Working 40 years at a job, hoping your 401k doesn't crash, praying that inflation doesn't eat your savings, and retiring on 40% of an income that was barely enough when you were working. That's the real risk everyone accepts without question. Using OPM is calculated risk. There's a massive difference. Before I continue, let me be transparent with you. Creating this content takes serious time and resources. My team and I spend hours researching, scripting, and producing these videos because we believe this information can genuinely change lives. If you're finding value here, if this is opening your eyes to possibilities you've never considered, I need you to do two things. First, subscribe to this channel. Not for me, but for yourself, because we drop this level of content every single week. Second, share this video with 3 people who need to hear this message. You probably know someone stuck in the 9-to-5 grind, someone with dreams bigger than their paycheck. Send them this link. You might literally change their financial future. Step 4. Master the business credit game. This is something I wish I'd understood earlier in my journey. Business credit is separate from personal credit, and it's infinitely more powerful. When I opened my second business 8 years ago, I immediately established business credit. Within 18 months, that business had access to $300,000 in credit lines, completely separate from my personal credit. I used that capital to hire talent, invest in technology, and scale operations. That business now generates 7 figures annually. I built it with other people's money, in this case, creditors who were happy to lend, because I understood how to structure everything properly. Here's the kicker. When that business borrows money, my personal credit score doesn't move. My personal debt-to-income ratio doesn't change. I've essentially created a financial entity that operates in parallel to my personal finances, building wealth without touching my own capital. Step 5. Create systems that attract money to you. This is the most advanced step and where the truly wealthy operate. Once you understand leverage, you stop chasing money and start creating systems that pull capital toward you. I'll give you a real example. A colleague of mine in France, Philippe, structured a real estate syndication. He found a commercial property worth $2 million. Instead of buying it himself, he created an LLC, broke it into investment shares, and sold those shares to 40 different investors at $50,000 each. He kept 20% ownership as the managing partner without putting in a single euro of his own money. That property now generates $180,000 annually in net income. Felipe takes home $36,000 as his 20%. Plus, he pays himself a management fee of $40,000 annually. That's $76,000 a year from a property he bought with zero personal capital. That's not luck. That's understanding how money really works. Let me share something personal. When I started my consulting firm 15 years ago, I had decent savings, maybe $80,000. I could have bootstrapped everything, grown slowly, played it safe. Instead, I brought in 2 partners who each contributed $40,000. We had $160,000 in operating capital. That allowed us to hire immediately, invest in proper marketing, and establish credibility fast. Within 3 years, we had major corporate clients. Within 5 years, we were doing 8 figures in annual consulting fees. I own 40% of that firm. If I had kept my 100% and bootstrapped, I'd probably still be a one-person operation making a fraction of what I make now. The math is simple. 40% of something massive beats 100% of something small every single time. Here's what I want you to understand. Every successful person you admire used leverage. Jeff Bezos didn't build Amazon with his own money. He raised capital from investors. Donald Trump's entire real estate empire was built on bank financing and investor partnerships. Elon Musk leveraged other people's money to build Tesla and SpaceX. Even your local successful real estate investor is using bank loans. not personal savings. This isn't a secret. It's just information that the 99% refuse to believe or are too afraid to act on. I want to hear from you in the comments. What's your biggest fear about using other people's money to build wealth? Is it the risk, the complexity, not knowing where to start? Drop your questions below and let me know where you're watching from, whether you're in Dallas, Paris, Mexico City, or Toronto. I respond to subscribers first, so make sure you're subscribed if you want personalized feedback. Also, check out my last video in the description and on the end screen where I break down the exact credit strategies that took my score from 720 to 810 in 14 months. That video alone has helped thousands of people unlock financing they never thought possible. Look, I get it. This challenges everything you've been taught. Your parents probably told you to save money, avoid debt, and work hard. That advice came from a good place, but it's also advice that keeps people broke. The wealthy play a completely different game with completely different rules, and unless you learn those rules, you'll spend your life watching others win while you struggle. The beautiful thing about living in 2025 is that information is everywhere. The strategies I'm sharing aren't hidden in some secret society. They're in books, courses, mentorship programs, and channels like this. The only question is, will you act on it? Because I can promise you this. 5 years from now, you'll either look back and think, I'm so glad I started learning about leverage and OPM, or you'll think, I wish I had started 5 years ago. That choice is happening right now in this moment as you watch this video. Start small if you need to. Use a business credit card to finance inventory instead of your savings. Partner with someone on a small real estate deal. Learn about private money lenders in your area. Take one step toward understanding how to use other people's money ethically and effectively. Because once you see how this works, once you complete your first deal using OPM, everything changes. Your confidence explodes. Your possibilities multiply. Your entire financial trajectory shifts. The 99% will watch this video and do nothing. They'll nod their heads, maybe drop a like, and then go right back to their old habits. The 1% will watch this, take notes, and immediately start researching their next move. Which group do you want to be in? Remember, every empire you see, every success story you admire, every millionaire you envy, they all understood one truth. Your own money is limited, but other people's money is limitless. Master the art of leverage, build the right relationships, structure deals intelligently, and you can control assets and build wealth far beyond what your paycheck alone could ever create. Now go execute. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time is always now, and the perfect amount of money to start is whatever you can access through intelligent leverage. Behind every fortune lies a decision to think differently, and every decision carries cash and consequences.